Hi, I'm Ezra, if you don't already know who I am. I should be upstairs in 6th grade, but I am getting a global education around the world with my family. So it all starts on a dark and stormy night. Now, I don't actually think it starts on a dark and stormy night, but that's how it's going to be since every good story starts like that. And so, about 10 years ago, my parents decided that they were going to save up to travel the world for amount of times that is not just 1 or 2 weeks or even just 1 month, but a year at least. And so after 9-10 years of saving in 2024, they decided that 2025 was the perfect year to start a 2-year exploration of the world. And they decided that it was going to be 2 years, and that there would be about 25 countries, give or take a few. We call it Neverland. We call it that because we find it as everywhere and nowhere all at once, just like the Peter Pan. And we've joked a lot about second star on the right, straight on till morning. So when we do that, you're going to hear me say Neverland a lot. So yeah. And then prepping. So with prepping, we had piles of things that we were trying to give away or throw away, put in the storage for like later use after Neverland, and then things that we're taking on to Neverland. Obviously, the smallest one was taking on to Neverland, because we couldn't just take everything we owned to Neverland. After prepping, we sort of we have friends and family who live outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. And so we stayed with those two for about a week and a half together, going to pools and beaches and a lot of exotic things, obviously not comparatively to the things we are doing today, but then we left for Iceland, our first country. So I will give more details in a separate video, but in Iceland, we got there. We were kind of just exploring like our property that we were staying in. It was mostly just an apartment, but there was like fields and yards. And then we learned that the inside of the summer, because we went in summer, the sun really never sets. There's like 3 hours at night where it's like twilight, but the sun never really sets. And then we learned that inside of the winter, there's not much light inside of the day. So we were so astonished with that. So we were just like, oh wow, what is there more to learn about Iceland? And later on, we saw glaciers, puffins, whales. We saw black sand beaches, seals, hikes, and adventure. My favorite country so far. Next, we were flying to France. And in France, more details in other videos, but we got to do things like see flamingos, egrets, herons, go into castles, kayak by castles. We got to go into a prehistoric cave, all of that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. A lot of Roman ruins in both Spain and France. Okay, so since France and Spain are bordering, we just drove into Spain. It's not like going from US to Canada. You don't have to like get stamped and everything. Your passport's stamped. So we drove in, and of course, more details in other videos. But we got to go into an area called the Basque Country. The Basque Country is very remote. It's inside of case of like a circle of mountains, and then there's one side out to the sea. What we thought was interesting is that the Basque language is not even related at all to any other European language still spoken. We also got to see a big soccer stadium, a bunch of beaches, a lot of lighthouses, including the oldest lighthouse still standing. More details inside of the next video. So I'm gonna try to send you a video every few days, maybe 2, 3, maybe every single day, just what I have time for. I will make sure to have as many days as possible inside of each video that I haven't charted in. And again, if you guys have any ideas or questions for me giving you information and questions about the things I'm doing, please write them down for the video chats that we are doing once a week. Oh yeah, and one more thing about Spain. Living in Spain gets you these views. Bye.